video is sponsored by Cake Wallet, the easiest open source wallet to store Bitcoin, Monero, and Litecoin securely on mobile and desktop devices. When buying, selling, and exchanging crypto or trading for gift cards, Cake Wallet ensures privacy and security, giving you the keys to your coins. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Daily Zest. I'm your host, Randi Hipper, here today on a lovely Thursday. Guys, we have a lot of stuff going down, including the Celsius CEO possibly returning to court. Oh boy, what does that mean? What's going to happen? I'm going to break it all down for you. But please do me the honor of smashing the like, subscribing to the channel, sharing the stream out with friends so more people know what's going on here. As I say good morning to you, please say good morning to me as you check out our three amazing sponsors of the show, which includes Cake Wallet, Market Cipher, use code ZESTY for 15% off, and then head over to Gemini where you can trade $100 in crypto, get 15 bucks in Bitcoin. Guys, we have a goal of 150 likes, 150 live viewers, and subscribery, 6 more, 17,345. That's the goal, and I hope we can make it today. Like I said, we have a lot of news. I'm going to break it all down, but before I get into the market recap and things of that nature, we do have today, I'm going to be live, as always, every Thursday on the Lizard Lookout with my co-host, my girl, Mona. So please make sure you guys are there at 2 p.m. Eastern today. I'm going to send y'all the link in the live chat, so please make sure you guys set your reminders for that. Let me say good morning to you guys, and say good morning to me pretty please. Who we got? Hello, John, Mercury Man, Sean. Hello, everybody over there on TikTok. Nice to see y'all. Mike Volmer, nice to see you. We got Bell Miner. Silver Days is in the chat. We have Lux Shampoo. Good morning, All Set. Good morning, Aquarian is here. Hood, Black Hat, nice to see you. Alpt. We got Squeaky, Joe Harvey, Andy S, Double O. Mark Smithson is chilling. Let's see, John Legend, Double O, I say hello to, Auto Cough Cough, good morning. We got Chase Poman, nice to see you, my friend. Steven, good morning. Alex and Yukio are over there on X, good morning, my friends. Who else? I think I said hi to Club Crow already. Tube and Jar, nice to see you. Lasers, good morning. Guhan with all the GM rain in the chat. VV Zombie, it's nice to see you. M2, welcome to the chat. Jim, my Belgian friend, it's always nice to see you. Francisco made it to the show this morning, which I love to see. Nice to see you, Francisco. Who else we got? We got James, nice to see ya. We got Crypto Surfer, Habibi's on X, hello. Omar, good morning. Who else we got? I think I got everyone. Oh, Rob C. Oh, hello. Oh, hello. David Lee, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Guys, please do me the honor of smashing the likes and sharing this out with friends. Please, 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 please. Right, Vegas, nice to see you over there on X. I see ya. I see ya. All right, guys, let's get after it this morning. Apologies for being a few minutes late. No, oh, Colorado Gem Shop. Hello, my friend. Wellness. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the rose. I appreciate it. All right. Oh, hi, Ben Spada. I see you. Tommy 2 Liters. Hello, hello, hello. All right. Again, if you want to say good morning to me, please yell at me in all capital letters in the chat so I could see it. And in case I missed you, I hope I didn't miss anybody, though. Oh, Wellness with a heart. Thank you, Wellness. I need some wellness. Now we're going to take a look at the wellness of the market where we see some green today. Mew, Whiffy, Pith, is up 9%. We got Mog up 3%. Popcat is up 12%. Beam is doing pretty good today. Beam has always, pretty consistently been in the green, up 23% in the past week, as you all can see right here. Now, we're going to take a look at Bitcoin this morning. Again, the critical levels to watch where we're 67.8. Exactly where we're at right now. Well, right now, 67.9. Oh, back below. We're up 1.93%. Again, 67.7 is the highest daily candle close of November 2021. And then the all-time high of the last bull market was 69K. So if we could breach, again, the 67.8, hit 69K, we want to tap $70,000 Bitcoin, which we have not tapped since this wick over here. What was this? The end of July. And then we haven't closed at 70K since, I'm going to say, the beginning of June, around the beginning of June. So very critical levels to watch. We're going to keep an eye out. Your bearish scenario is 64K. Even more bearish is rejecting this 200-day SMA and looking at that 60K mark. Now we have the momentum that got printed with a red dot. And it's weighing it down, my friends. The VWAP had a sharp downward spiral here, but making a sharp turn upwards, which, again, we like confident moves. The money flow is nearing that zero line. I do hope that's not the case, and we start to pick up that momentum yet again. We have the RSI that's still bullish, had a bit of a retrace, but looking good right now, showing, again, we have some room to run before we hit that overbought and maybe things are exhausted. Your bullish scenario, besides 69K, besides the psychological level of 70, we're going to look at that 71.5, which is the top of our range. Do you guys think that we could hit 70K today? Put a 1 or a yes emoji or a 2 or a no emoji. Can it happen? Curtis, Ivan, everybody in the chat. Ver hoofty floof. Ver hoofty floof. Do you guys think we're going to hit $70,000 today? I know it's a spicy question to ask, but darn, I'm going to ask it anyway. Ronell, nice to see you, Ronell. Appreciate you, fam. Again, please smash the likes, sub, share. We have a lot of news going on, especially with Bitcoin, because there was an old wallet from 2011 that moves $10 million worth of Bitcoin, held since it was 16 bucks to around 67,000. That is absolutely ridiculous, and a lot of very, very smart, intelligent people that were involved back then. To be able to hold until now, and we'll see what happens. But again, it wasn't saying it was sold. It was just moved. On top of that, people are worried about Bitcoin as Bitcoin dominance is soaring. But people are also looking at gold. People are saying gold needs to pause and that rally needs to stop for Bitcoin price to break all-time high, which I don't really see a correlation here. Saul. But Bitcoin traders are seeking insights into when Bitcoin may hit new highs. Should consider pulling up gold's price chart on their trading screens. Again, because we see gold is at 27.34 at its highs yet again. This is a completely manipulated market, though. Gold is completely manipulated. There's so much gold in the world that the governments won't let people mine because, again, more supply, less it's worth. So I don't know, friends. I don't know. All I know is that I don't really believe there's much correlation there, right, American? Really don't feel like it's correlated. But people are looking for anything to hint at when Bitcoin is going to hit those highs yet again. And the number of Bitcoin whales are starting to pick up, my friends. The momentum there has been printed with a green dot as the number of Bitcoin whales jumped to the highest we've seen since January of 2021. Data tracked by Glassnode and Andre Dragosh, director and head of research for Europe at Bitwise, shows the number of so-called whales or network entities owning at least 1,000 Bitcoin jumped to 1,678 earlier this week, reaching the highest since January of 2021. The growing accumulation by large holders alongside solid uptake for alternative vehicles, especially the U.S. spot ETFs, suggests increasing confidence in Bitcoin's price prospects. Entities are defined as clusters of crypto wallets held by a single network participant holding at least 1,000 Bitcoin. People watch, and that's why there's whale alerts on the X.com, and that's why everyone watches the whale alerts, because these are the people that may be influencing the markets. So you want to make sure you're watching those people. I know I see a lot of people with ETH making big moves, a lot of people with Litecoin making major moves. If you look at Litecoin whale alerts, they're moving hundreds of thousands of Litecoin every single day. And you know what the network cost is? Nearly nothing. Nearly nothing. Let's talk about Ethereum, though. Ethereum is $2,531, up 0.34%. Your bearish level to watch is that 2370 mark. Even more bearish is that 2100. Bullish, though, again, major selling pressure at that 2630, 2640 mark, and 2770. We need this 2770. It's going to make my heart very warm and fluffy if we can conquer that. Market Cipher, market ciphers, oopsie daisies. Market Cipher, we have this red dot pulling down this momentum. Also, we have the money flow in the red, which nobody likes. And I'm hoping that that turns around quite quickly. Although we haven't really been seeing a lot of meme coins take off on Ethereum, and I think that really does attribute to the fact that Ethereum has that red money flow, that the VWAP is flat. And the RSI, though, is still slightly neutral. Although it's bearish right now, technically, it's slightly neutral. Perhaps it picks up. Perhaps Ethereum just blows a gasket and we just see unexpected price action. I'm ready for the zest. I'm ready for the momentum to pick up on all ends of things, especially where this 200-day SMA lies on Ethereum, which is $3,004. We know $3,000 is a major psychological level. I don't know, friends. I feel like maybe sometimes I'm going crazy. Am I just too bullish? Am I too bullish on Bitcoin? Am I too bullish on crypto? Well, there's some Ethereum news. There's going to be the Ethereum Verge. Oh, oopsie. Sorry. I almost deleted the stream. Oh, boy. Ethereum Verge upgrade to enable nodes on phones and smartwatches, which people will try to be like, oh, my gosh, this is why Ethereum is so much better. Proof of stake. Ethereum co-founder Vitalik said that the network's next upgrade, called the Verge, is designed to make Ethereum more secure and accessible, allowing nodes to run on devices as small as a phone or a smartwatch. Verge aims to reduce hardware requirements using stateless verification, which will allow nodes to verify blockchain blocks without storing large amounts of data. One of Ethereum's challenges is increasing the data size required to operate a node, which currently requires hundreds of gigabytes of state data. Well, we do see that Buterin said that the Verge initially focused on implementing Verkle trees, a cryptographic structure designed to reduce proof sizes and enable stateless validation. But we know there's been a lot of problems with Ethereum, especially the Q. So we've been seeing a few things, a few controversial items going on with Ethereum, especially since it's moved to proof of stake, which wasn't a good decision for Ethereum to move to proof of stake in the first place. Has it presented maybe more challenges than they thought it would? Or maybe this is exactly what they wanted. Even Vitalik said the mining has been a little bit more centralized with Ethereum due to the fact that it's proof of stake. Talk about Litecoin, though. $70 today. $70 Litecoin. 0.70% in the green. $70.7%. Now we're going to look at the stats here. What's going on? The fact that we have a bullish scenario of $72.89, aka the 200-day SMA. And then the selling pressure really lies at the $75. Can Litecoin conquer it as the bearish level to watch is $63? Well, let's look at Market Cipher to give us some insight. As of right now, the momentum is a little bit meh. VWAP, though, is picking up. And if the VWAP crosses that zero line, things could get spicy. The RSI is curving upwards, my friends, and she is still bullish. So, yay, Litecoin. Pamp that up. Pump it up. You got to pump it up. Let's see where Litecoin takes us. I'm hoping that Litecoin ETF gets approved. I think it would be absolutely huge. It would be absolutely huge. Now, we're going to keep going. We have huge news to talk about, and something that I said I would never stop talking about until this man was free. And who is it? Binance's Tigran Gambaryan, who was taken and held hostage in Nigeria, saying that he was a part of money laundering with the Binance. This man was sent to Nigeria to have a meeting with their government. He has no decision-making power at the company, yet he was taken to jail. They tried to charge him with money laundering when there was no proof of that at all. And why is that? Because the Nigerian government wanted some cha-ching under the table. And Tigran was like, nah, bruh, I ain't gonna do that. They then put him in jail. He has to get multiple operations. He can't even walk. He was denied medical treatment. His medical records were not released, and he wasn't even able to talk to his legal representatives. I think the Nigerian government had a little bit of a light bulb moment because they ended up dropping the charges. he is free to leave to seek his medical treatment. And I feel so bad, especially because he was a former federal agent with the IRS, seized a lot of money on their behalf, yet they left him there to rot. And that's insane. Nigeria's government has withdrawn the money laundering charges against Tigran days after a court denied him bail. Quote, people are on the way to give the order to the prison, and then he should be released immediately, according to his lawyer. He did not share any other details about when he's expected to leave the country. It was reported that the government did so to allow him to seek medical treatment abroad, citing, quote, the government's lawyer, who also said that Nigeria would continue the money laundering case against Binance, but without Tigran involved. They're facing a tax evasion trial, with Nigeria demanding $10 billion in penalties for enabling some $26 billion of untraceable funds, which purportedly led to the Nigerian naira weakening to record lows against the dollar. This has nothing to do with Binance yet again. The naira was collapsing. Dude, does nobody remember how Nigeria introduced their CBDC, shut down the banks, and people couldn't go to the bank? What about the fact that they limited people to just a few dollars a day to be withdrawn from the ATMs? And anything more than that, they had to use a CBDC. People don't want the CBDC. They want crypto because it's something that they own. They could send peer-to-peer throughout the world with no intermediaries, no censorship. This man, Tigran, I worried about him. And I'm so happy for him, his wife, his children, that they get to see him again, that they're all together once again. Hopefully he leaves soon. He needs to get medical treatment. And whatever you believe in, friends, think whatever you believe in, that this man is out of prison, because he should not have been there in the first place. That was unjust. That was unruly. And shame on our government for not going to save him. Blaming a crypto exchange for the collapse of the naira. That was already a declining currency in a declining country. Yeah, okay. That just shows corruption at its finest. And it shows how weak we are that we just did not go and save him. Insane. Guys, drop some coffee emojis in the chat. Take a sip. Right, Keen Bean? Right, Keen Bean? Johnny Paycheck is chilling. Hello, everybody. Take a sip of coffee. All right. Now, speaking of things that are controversial, oh boy. There's so many things going on in this world, that we just need to go back to the fundamentals. We need to go back to the fundamentals of our basic human rights, which is life, liberty, property. We need to go back to the fundamentals of America, which is the same thing, and empower people. And some may not agree with the idea of self-custody, and that's okay. And it's a decentralized space. We can't stop people from custodying anywhere. However, there was fire, there was zest, there was spice all over social media over Michael Saylor. Excuse me for a second. Over Michael Saylor, where the other day he claimed that maybe some people that held crypto, in their own being, they did not like that. They did not like that. And he said he wasn't exactly the biggest proponent of self-custody. He used the phrase crypto anarchist, which people thought was a little extreme. If you guys haven't seen the clip, we did play it yesterday, but I will play it again. And again, everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
More Bitcoins held with these third-party custodians. What risk does that pose, having greater supply held by fewer large institutions? Does that increase the risk of seizure and confiscation like we've seen with gold? And is that not exactly what Bitcoiners don't want to happen?
No, I think it's the opposite. I think that when the Bitcoin is held by a bunch of crypto anarchists, who aren't regulated entities, who don't acknowledge government or don't acknowledge taxes or don't acknowledge reporting requirements, that increases the risk of seizure. You have an OG crypto community that's very hardcore about it, but if you look at where all the money is, 99.9% of the money is actually in the traditional economy.
If you consider the Great Depression, I mean, people thought that their gold was safe in banks until the Executive Order of 1933. So we're not entirely safe. I mean, I know that's kind of a wild thing to suggest may happen again, but history does repeat itself. So people's Bitcoin wouldn't be entirely safe. It's
people say that, but mostly it's paranoid crypto anarchists that say that, okay? Because it's a myth and a trope that goes on over and over again. But first of all, he didn't really seize the gold. People voluntarily turned in the gold. They didn't go and kick in everybody's door, arrest them, shoot them, and take their gold. That never happened. Is the United States on the Bitcoin standard?
Maybe we will be soon.
But the point really is we're not. Right? It's totally not a reasonable comparison. You know, people have these inflammatory, you know, tropes or inflammatory memes that they use, and it's like, I say that because I want you to give me your money. Okay, like, if you don't trust the bank, then you'll buy my hardware wallet. If you don't trust this government, you'll move to my country and you'll buy a passport from me. That's the kind of fear-mongering to get you to give me your money, right? And I use it to sell you a gun, to sell you a hardware wallet, to sell you an account, to sell you a financial advisor, to sell you an insurance policy, to sell you a, you know, fill in the blank.
People were quite upset about this. Quite upset, my friends. And so what was the backlash there? People like Vitaly Buterin said, Saylor is bat crazy. Jack Mallers even stepping in, saying calling self-custody crypto anarchism oversimplifies what Bitcoin accomplishes. It's about freedom, freedom of speech, property rights, and protecting your right to own what's yours. Jameson Lopp, we read his tweet yesterday. He said, self-custody is not merely important to individual Bitcoin holders. It's important for the continued strengthening and improvement of the entire network. Michael Saylor may have caught that heat, and maybe he had to lower the flame in the kitchen. He put up a post. And this was yesterday afternoon. He said, I support self-custody for those willing and able, the right to self-custody for all, and the freedom to choose the form of custody and custodian for individuals and institutions globally. Bitcoin benefits from all forms of investment by all types of entities and should welcome everyone.
Oh my God!
So I think this was pretty interesting from Sir Saylor. I think he definitely realized that he had to backtrack a little bit and say, hey man, you know what? We got to go back to the fundamentals of the space.
Bruh.
And so I think he has, again, the right to his own opinion. I always believe in self-custody. I believe in being able to be your own bank. And I think that's what this whole revolution was founded on. So I think that not everybody's perfect. Maybe that's not the way he really meant it. Who knows? But at the end of the day, do you agree that people should self-custody, or do you think they should not? Do you believe in self-custody? Put a 1 or a yes emoji, or 2 and a no emoji. Let me know. Do you guys believe in self-custody? All right, guys, we have 30 more likes till we hit 100. Pamp it up. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Also, guys, if you guys have any chart requests, please let me know. At the end of the day, people are going to choose wherever they want to hold their Bitcoin. Some people don't trust themselves, where I think people are going to have to trust themselves eventually, because they do believe that the banks will collapse. And we already see a bunch of banks buying other banks. We already saw a bank failure the other day. And it's going to keep happening. And if you custody your Bitcoin with somebody else and the institution just says, nah, you can't have it. Sorry, bud. What are you going to do? And that's exactly why self-custody. It's not an extreme thought. It's just, again, the fundamentals of this country. It's the fundamentals of our basic human rights. Yikes, man. Yikes. As we take a look at the former Celsius. Remember Celsius? The former Celsius CEO, Alex Mashinsky, is set to return to court on November 13th. Guys, we remember Celsius, where you were able to go on their platform, take your crypto, stake it, earn some yield. Then there was also the Celsius token, which had a lot of issues towards the end. It turns out a lot of people held a stupid amount and dumped it all. So take a gander and be careful when it comes to things like this. This is why you can't trust other people, because you have to be able to be in control of your money. And if you're staking it somewhere, you have to be aware of the risks you have. Alex Mashinsky will appear in a New York courtroom for the first time in months for oral arguments related to his motion to dismiss charges brought against him. In an October 23rd filing with the District Court for New York, Judge John Coltle ordered Mashinsky and prosecutors to appear in court on November 13th to, quote, preserve testimony and address the former Celsius CEO's motion to dismiss certain charges within the indictment. In January, his lawyers filed motions to dismiss charges related to commodities fraud and market manipulation. They arrested and charged him with 7 felony counts in July of 2023. Prosecutors alleged that he and former Chief Revenue Officer Randi Cohen illicitly manipulated the price of Celsius, which, yet again, as I mentioned before, was the platform's native token. According to the records, Mashinsky hasn't appeared in court in person since February. In addition to the November 13th hearing, the judge ordered the parties to gather for a pretrial conference on January 16th. The former CEO's jury trial is scheduled to begin January 28th. The chief revenue officer has largely been restricted to traveling within and between New York and Israel since his arrest, but may have also attended the Token 2049 conference in September after getting permission to travel to Singapore. That is absolutely wild. You never know who you're going to meet at a crypto conference. I'll tell you that right now. He initially pled guilty to all charges and then later changed his plea, and he's scheduled to be sentenced on December 11th. So watch out for the chief revenue officer and Alex Mashinsky. Allegedly, Mashinsky earned about $42 million of profit from his Celsius token sales. He has pleaded not guilty to all charges, including securities fraud, commodities fraud, wire fraud, conspiracy to manipulate the price of sell, fraudulent scheme to manipulate the price of sell, market manipulation of the token, and wire fraud related to the manipulation of the token. The court appearance that is set for November 13th is likely related to a September filing from the former CEO seeking to, quote, preserve the testimony of 6 material witnesses who reside outside of the United States, and that includes his chief revenue officer. Wow.
Bruh.
It's been wild. Celsius filed for bankruptcy back in July of 2022, so it's been a hot minute. Although Alex Mashinsky, did he do things that were wrong? Apparently he did. And do people that are bad actors need to be held accountable? To a degree, yes. However the courts see fit, because I'm not a lawyer. I can't tell you the laws of the land when in regards to securities fraud and wire fraud, all these things that go on here. Celsius was a mess, my friends. It was a mess. And that is why you have to learn to use things for what they're for. You use Gemini to exchange your crypto. You use Cake Wallet to store your crypto. And someone asked me, what do you recommend for self-custody? Cake Wallet is the best wallet for your phone. It's open source. You have the keys. You can spend your crypto and buy virtual gift cards. Even virtual debit cards that you could put on Apple Pay and spend at the stores. That's what it's all about, my friends. That's what it's all about. So I would watch out. I would take self-custody. I would double down on your ability to self-custody. Store your things properly. Write down your recovery phrases on a sheet of paper. Make multiple copies. Put it on metal. Put it in a safe. Whatever you got to do. Have multi-sig wallets where you need multiple signatures for you to be able to send your crypto out. There's a lot of things that you have to do to take precaution, but it's something you need to do because I don't think people will end up having a choice. One day self-custody will need to happen, just like people had to go from seashells by the seashore. And eventually it led up to gold and metals and things to that degree. And then it ended up being dollars, where we have paper money that essentially means nothing anymore. Now we have digital dollars in our funny little bank account apps. Now we have Bitcoin. People are going to have to evolve. People aren't writing checks as often as they were, even though a month ago or two, I saw some lady writing a check for her groceries in Publix. I was so freaking shook. I was like, this thing still happens? How many people actually do that? Especially the younger generation. The younger generation, even my sister, she's never used her debit card even. She tap and pays with her phone. She doesn't use cash. No one really uses cash in the younger generation. They're using their debit cards. They're using virtual currencies. They're using the Venmos, the PayPals, the Cash Apps. It's all about the evolution of money. It's inevitable, this evolution of money. It's just when people wake up and when the powers that be give up and stop calling us
hucksters, fraudsters, scam artists, Ponzi schemes.
Yep. My sister has never used her physical card. Never once. Never once. And I think she's had one since she was like 14 or something. Insane. It is so last century. So last century. I agree with that. Hello, Quarter Crawler. Bullish Bradley is chilling. Who else we have in here? Scratch Eye. We have Bell Miner. Brock, hello. Nice to see ya. We have Tave in the chat. Hello, Tave. Juice Toes is here. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If I didn't say hello to you, please yell at me and say hello. Say hello, gal. Let's keep going. We're going to talk about Ripple. We're going to talk about Ripple, XRP, Ripple, XRP, Ripple, woo. Here we go, my friends. The Ripple CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, was making all sorts of statements. Firstly, he said that he's endorsing John Deaton for Senate, and I don't really know who wouldn't at this point, but everyone's entitled to their own opinion. The Ripple CEO retweeted this clip. Let me play it really quick, and if you're on TikTok, please go to YouTube.
Joining us in studio to talk about the Senate race is Republican John Deaton. Thanks for coming back on that issue. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure.
All right, so you were here during primary season several months ago. Since that time, have you found that voters have a better sense of who you are and asking more about your policies rather than your background and biography?
Yeah, you know, and I think the fact that in the primary I got 65% of the vote despite 3 people on the ballot, it was resonating with them. Once they learned who I am, my policies as a centrist, common sense person, I think, and nonpartisan at that, I think they're ready for that. I think they're ready for that kind of leadership.
You get elected, what are the top 3 issues at the end of your first term that we'll say you worked on?
It'll be a term limit bill, it'll be the codification of Roe versus Wade, and it'll be trying to force government to talk about balanced budgets once again in this country. And the fourth one would be pro-innovation. We got to get regulatory clarity to artificial intelligence, automation, robotics, blockchain technology. We have to make sure we're the leader moving forward when it comes to innovation, including renewable energy.
If you win, will you be John Deaton, the Republican senator from Massachusetts, or could we see John Deaton, the independent senator from Massachusetts?
Well, you know, I upset a lot of people in the Republican Party recently because Senator Warren was out there saying if you elect John Deaton, it breathes life into a federal abortion ban. And I said that in a 50-50 Senate, I could stop that from happening because I would look at the leadership and say, you put that ban on the floor and I'll switch to a Democrat the next day and we'll flip this Senate back. And I got a lot of criticism. And, you know, Senator Warren thinks I'm pretending. And I think that says a lot, that we live in a world where a brilliant politician like her has become so jaded that she thinks I'm on a debate stage lying that I'm gonna, when I say I would never betray my daughters, that I'm going to then go to the Senate and say, no, psych, I was joking. That's just unbelievable, and it's tragically sad. And so I will have an independent voice in the Senate and actually give the Senate, Massachusetts, a real voice again, because Senator Warren's vote is taken for granted. If it's being pushed by the Democratic leadership, she's in. I'm not. And a Republican, I'm a maybe. And I'm going to ask questions like, what's this? How's it good for Massachusetts? How's it good for America? And I'll be sort of the Joe Manchin, if you will, of West Virginia. He was the most important senator because of that independent streak, and I bring that to Massachusetts.
All right, we will have to see what happens. John, thank you for coming back. We appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
Good luck on the rest of the remaining days and weeks of the campaign. We
Thank you
appreciate
very
it.
much.
All right. Joining us in studio.
Shout out to Sir Deaton. Shout out to Sir Deaton. Guys, Liz Warren needs to be fired. She is an evil woman. She is evil. And she does not care about other women. She doesn't care about children. She doesn't care about the abuse that goes on. She is always out for herself. She's out for her pocket. And every single person around her that funds her, like the banking association, the American Bankers Association that backs her, gives her money, and purports her absolute atrocities. It is nasty, it's blasphemous, and it should never happen. And she's completely corrupt, and she'll never even deny it because she knows it. Brad Garlinghouse says, John Deaton has been a relentless advocate for the XRP army in the entire crypto industry. Meanwhile, his opponent, Liz Warren, spreads misinformation and lies about crypto, which is astonishing that this woman could go on TV and tweet, get community noted, yet still lie about crypto. And it just goes to show the corruption, how far it goes, that nobody corrects her, no one's fired her, she hasn't been thrown out, whatever the case may be. He says, I endorse John enthusiastically and wholeheartedly in his run for Senate. For those of you in a position to do so, I encourage you to donate to his campaign as I have, whether it's $10 or $100, it all counts. And most importantly, vote for him if you're in Massachusetts. I agree. I agree. Man, I don't tell anyone what to do, but what I will say is that we need a change, and Liz Warren has to be part of the change. She's got to go. She's got to be flushed. Goodbye. She's scary, she's evil, and it's unwarranted. There's been a lot of trouble between Ripple and regulators. Of course, we had this whole XRP trial that took over Crypto X and Crypto Twitter for the past few years that came to a conclusion that may not be concluded, but we're going to see what happens. It came out to be that the institutional sales of XRP were securities, but the programmatic sales, meaning you and I going to buy from an exchange, was not a security. Ripple paid $125 million to let it all go. It was a lot less than what the SEC and Gary wanted. But it happened. It's done, hopefully. Ripple, according to the CEO, made a mistake not talking to regulators earlier. Or is this really part of the theater? Brad Garlinghouse conceded that his company should have engaged with regulators earlier, and now it and the crypto industry are playing catch-up after being on the receiving end of legal enforcement actions. He said, I've made far more trips to DC than I did in the years before. I look back on that and I regret that. I think we made a mistake not leaning in earlier, and we're trying to make up for lost time to some degree. Garlinghouse told the Washington, D.C. crowd that he was at that the U.S. is laggard on a crypto regulation compared to other countries. He blamed the SEC chair, Gary Gensler, for a, quote, reign of terror against the industry and accused Liz Warren of, quote, spreading misinformation about crypto. He added that leaning in is just education and showing that the crypto space has serious people doing serious things. He added, it doesn't help that you had Sam Bankman-Fried showing up on Capitol Hill with cargo shorts and selling something that turned out not to be exactly what was represented. That hurt the whole industry. It hurt Ripple, according to Brad Garlinghouse. This was the only reason it hurt the industry is because Gary Gensler let it hurt the industry. That was the plan. And when people realize how far the theater goes and how far back the script went, people would lose their minds. People should absolutely demand answers and demand communication records between Gary Gensler and Sam Bankman-Fried. They had a plan for a federal bit license. They wanted this to fully become
China.
That was the plan. They wanted
China.
Did they succeed? No, because people started to expose them. People started to expose them. And we need more expose. We need more people to be, for lack of better words, put on the spot. Put on the spot. Fire Gary Gensler. Fire Liz Warren. Put these emojis in the chat. Fire emoji Gary. Fire emoji Liz. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. Within this interview, Brad Garlinghouse also added that he believes an XRP ETF is inevitable. Well, it was actually in a later interview on Bloomberg. It wasn't the same interview, but later that day, within the day, he said that the XRP ETF was inevitable, and that there was so much money flowing into the ETFs that he doesn't see why it wouldn't be the same for XRP, as he claims XRP interest has been growing. Not only this is the most interesting thing that he said. What I'm about to say is the most interesting thing that he said. Besides the fact that he should have talked to regulators earlier, even though I think this was part of the theater, that John Deaton should get Liz Warren out of here. I agree with that. He also said that Citibank debanked him due to crypto. That is insanity. Someone like Brad Garlinghouse getting debanked by Citibank, and we know Citibank has their own deal. We know Citibank has their own deposit tokens. They're working on things that are supposed to be kind of in XRP's realm. But Brad Garlinghouse revealing something quite spicy. We already know that Donnie T and his kids were discussing how they were also debanked in the past too. So it seems as though if you become a prominent figure, you're going to have a chance of getting debanked. Also going back to self-custody. This is why you self-custody. This is why Bitcoin. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse has personally been severed from a long-time banking relationship because he's a prominent figure in crypto. And this is what he told that audience in Washington. Quote, individuals within the crypto industry are being debanked. I personally have been debanked. He tied his own experience to the wider trend in the industry that struggled to maintain banking ties as regulators cautioned institutions to limit their crypto involvement. He later added in an interview that the institution that cut him off recently was Citigroup, with which he'd been a customer for about 25 years. He added that it's not the only personal banking relationship he's lost because of his role in the crypto industry. He says, they said you have 5 days to move your money. They were super honest. They're like, look, you're a notable person in crypto, and having notable people in crypto and the banking crypto industry means more scrutiny from federal regulators. Wow. He also said, no matter what happens, we're going to see a reset. We need a reset in this country. We need a reset. We need a way for these people like Liz Warren to get out of here and stop using their political stances to enforce regulation by enforcement. It doesn't work. Regulation by enforcement is toxic. It's a toxic relationship. And when you see a toxic relationship, you gotta get out of there. The relationship that crypto has with this current administration is absolutely disgusting. It makes me feel like I need a shower. Makes me feel like I need a shower. The reset is Bitcoin. The reset is crypto. The reset is people being able to be their own bank and choosing to opt out of a tyrannical, nasty system that's completely manipulated by the powers that be, and opt into a system where we're able to be our own bank and take control of our money. And the best part is that they can't just print it to infinity. Bitcoin has a finite supply of 21 million. There's never any more Bitcoin that is going to exist besides that 21 million. And it's created for a reason, because they're energy-powered computers that are solving blocks on the blockchain and thus are rewarded for their work. That's a reason for its creation. Unlike fiat currency that they just print and print physically and digitally. We don't know how much digital dollars there are. And we'll never know. But let's just get taxed on the money that we make. And then get taxed on the profits we make off of the investments for the money we invested that we've already been taxed on. We need a change. We need to empower our people and people like Gary Gensler, Liz Warren, Janet Yellen, and all the people that voted against the CBDC Anti-Surveillance Act. You should know their names. What was the CBDC Anti-Surveillance State Act? It was something that was proposed to ban CBDCs in the United States. There was mostly the Republican side that voted in favor, ban CBDCs, but a lot of people voted against. And every person who did that, you should know who they are and hold them accountable. Because if you are for CBDCs, you are anti-America. You are anti-freedom. You are anti-free speech. You are anti-inalienable human rights, life, liberty, property. These people are never going to give up on trying to take what you have away from you. They want you to own nothing and be happy with it. That's not what we're going to do. Never, never, ever. Never give up, my friends. Never give up. Because we have such a beautiful future ahead of us. And the way we're going to accomplish it is by working together, by opting out. Take control. Don't be afraid, because that's what they want. They want you to be scared. Oh no, crypto's so bad because of FTX. It was a fraudulent business, just like most of the banking system that uses their executives' power to commit major crimes. AML fraud, wire fraud, trafficking. It's endless. Yet no one gets arrested. No one gets arrested. No one gets held accountable. Why? Because those are the people that are help funding the people in our gov that continue to oppress us every single day. And I will not stand for it. I will never stand for it. It's not right. It's unfair. And you know what? People will be like, oh, life isn't fair. You know what? Let's make it fair. Let's put in the work. Stop the collusion. Stop the corruption. Because if we could fix the money, we can fix this country and fix the world. The only way these people get to do what they do is because they have the fiat currency to hold over our heads. Oh yeah, let's just print 40 to 50% of our money supply between 2020 and 2021. And who pays the price? It's not the 1%. It's not the people in our government like Liz Warren and Janet Yellen and Gary Gensler that are amassing these massive net worths. By doing what? By doing what? Nancy Pelosi, by doing what? Taking advantage of every single person. And when asked about insider trading, Gary doesn't want to do nothing about it because he's involved. Stop the fraud. Stop the crime. Stop them from taking advantage of every single one of us. This is a revolution, my friends. Don't let them come out with a CBDC. Don't let them tie you to a social credit score. Don't let them put you in an electric car that if you don't have the right score that they're going to shut down your car and you can't go anywhere. You go to the store, you can't buy water, you can't buy food, you can't support your family. We've already seen this. During the lockdowns, you couldn't go to the bank. You couldn't go see a teller. Most ATMs had no money left. And then what were you left with? And if your magical bank app shuts down, what are you left with? This is why Bitcoin. Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Because there are things that are going to happen. There's going to be major, major headwinds ahead of us, but that doesn't matter when we will win. It's so inevitable. And that's why they're scared. That's why China's scared. That's why all of these BRICS nations are scared. That's why the United States is absolutely their pants right now. It's because they know the power that Bitcoin has. They know that it's something they cannot control. And when they don't have control over something, it's like a baby. Oh, why are you doing this? Why are you being so mean to me? Get out of here. Spoiled. Spoiled. Over them. I'm so over them. I'm so over them. But I'm not over the Piper Academy. Hello, my friends. Thank you for raiding into the stream. Army Piper Trade Fly OC. Welcome. I lost my noodles for a few minutes there. Oopsies, Alejandro. Insert noodle emojis in chat. Insert the noodles. Still more drama, because government lawyers are actually stepping in to defend Nishad Singh from FTX, saying he provided substantial assistance in the FTX investigation. This is another example of corruption, because how much money was given to people? A lot of money. A lot of Congress was given money by people from FTX. And including SBF was the second largest donor to our current president. You don't think that's why he only got 25 years? Why Caroline Ellison only got 2 years? Why Ryan got 7.5 years? And Ryan, they just didn't like. But you know what? They helped him out anyway. They didn't like Ryan. You think these people liked Ryan? He tried to beef with them, actually, to cover his and his girl's behind. Nishad Singh, heavily involved in this. But, oh, he helped us so much. He's a sellout. All of them are sellouts. They're snitches. Snitching. Government prosecutors in the case against former FTX executives Nishad Singh has asked the sentencing judge to take into account substantial assistance and exemplary cooperation he provided to the government in its investigations into FTX. In a document submitted on October 23rd, prosecutors said Singh approached his cooperation with earnest remorse and eagerness to assist. Oh, because the little nerd got upset and got scared that he's going to be held accountable for what he did. So, I'm going to tell you guys everything. Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. Get over yourself, Nishad. Grow up. Grow up. He aided the government in understanding how FTX's code permitted the illegal use of customers' funds, and he identified in detail the transactions by SBF that involved the use of stolen money. He also brought to the Gov's attention criminal conduct that the government was not aware of and in some cases may have never discovered if not for his cooperation. That included information about SBF and Ryan Salam engaging in one of the largest ever campaign finance schemes and instances where SBF manipulated FTX's financials to make its revenue appear greater. You don't think this man had anything to do with all of this? But he told you everything in detail, so it's okay. Come on, bro. Come on. He pled guilty to 6 charges in February that included fraud and conspiracy related to the collapse of FTX. Nishad Singh, please stop the madness. He snitched. He was a little nerd that gave it all up. And you know what? Of course he's going to do that to save his own behind. At the end of the day, it just shows what kind of person he is. And it also goes to show how easy it was to give it all up. And if he gave it all up, then that's on him. That's on him. Of course he's going to try to get out of jail. Of course he's going to try to save himself. Absolutely wild. I want to know if he knew about all the things and how money moved from FTX. Because you know when you put money into FTX, it went to Alameda Research. And Alameda Research gave that money and put it into SBF in all their pockets so they could go live the luxurious life. It was all a plan. This was a plan. This was part of the script. Create FTX, pump up SBF, blow it all up. Say crypto bad. This is why BitLicense. Crypto bad. Try to take out the price. Try to take over the market, and it didn't work. It didn't work. But I find it all very interesting that all of this sentencing is going down right before the marathon ends. Because you think this isn't political? You think that they didn't go and say, okay, they gave us a lot of money, so we got to kind of bail them out a little bit. That's the whole goal here. It's all a part of the script. Where is SBF's brother that was in charge of donations? His father that was in charge of donations and all these charities. What happened to them? What happened to SBF's parents? Insane. Absolute insanity. Absolute insanity. Make sure you guys are smashing the likes, sharing this out with friends. And if you have any questions, you can ask them in the chat. I'm going to take a look at a chart or two. A chart or two. Yeah, Mama and Papa Freed are just as bad as SBF. Absolutely, objectively. I 100% agree with you, man. 100% agree with you. That's why I've been saying it the whole entire time. Where are his parents? Because they were in charge of all of this. And you know what? I really think they manipulated SBF to a degree, and they threw their own kid under the bus just because they knew they could. And honestly, I think that was the plan as well. When have you ever seen SBF in an orange jumpsuit? When have we seen SBF go into prison? Never once. And apparently he's sharing a cell with the diddler right now? Come on. If you believe any of that, I don't have proof of nothing. But that's exactly the point, is that you don't have proof that they're in the same place. You don't have proof of SBF in jail. This is absolute theater. And when people realize it's theater, I hope people wake up. I really hope people wake up. It's ridiculous. It's outright ridiculousness. Right now, Dogecoin is 14 cents. Guys, we're going to talk about some charts because I got to stop yelling about SBF. We got 14-cent Dogecoin up 0.64%. We're above the 200-day SMA, which is awesome. Your bearish level is that 200-day SMA just below 13 cents, and your bearish level is 12.25. Bullish, my friends, we're looking at 17.5 cents. As we had that red dot printing on the momentum, taking it out a little bit, money flow is still pretty high. Loving it. And we have the VWAP that hopefully will pick up and cross that zero line. Let's take a look at the RSI, if I could get there. It is overbought, very overbought, still overbought. So I would take a gander at that and realize, my friends, that we might have an incoming downtrend. And I hope that's not true because I don't want to reject this 200-day SMA. We could talk about Solana. Give me a second. Let's talk about Solana. Solana's $175 right now. Battling this 170. We want to close above 170. Push for that 190 as the bullish level to watch. Bearish level to watch is falling below that $150 200-day SMA and falling to that 133. We're up 3%, $175. Money flow is still looking good. VWAP is all right. Momentum is shooting, which makes me feel like there could be a red dot printed sometime soon. Although we are overbought, and that again kind of confirms the notion of possibly an incoming downtrend. Crazy. Crazy. My friends, I also want to remind you guys that I will be live at 2 p.m. Eastern. Let me get this tweet link. I will be live at 2 p.m. Eastern with the Lizards, hosting the Lizard Lookout with my girl Metamona. So please make sure y'all are there. 2 p.m. Eastern, a few hours away. Be there, be square, enjoy it, be a part of it, listen up, and stay zesty as always. But yeah, we want to make sure we could get everybody in that show. As y'all are listening to Piano Maybe.
Why don't you like and subscribe and share this video?
We have 5 more likes for 125. I think we can do it. I think we can do it. Chris B said, what was that? Hold on, it glitched. Doge going to make a big move up. Well, I hope so. We do want to have 20-cent Doge. I'll just make my heart very warm and floofy. But yeah, we're going to get after it. 2 p.m. Eastern, we have our spaces. And then tomorrow, I'll be back again. Because guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend. Also, I want to shout out our subscribers. We passed our goal. Yay.
Pump it up. You got to pump it up.
I know there's no membership-y today. It's going to be A-okay. We'll get some membership-y at some point. Whenever fate decides. Whenever fate decides it's time for the membership-y, we shall have it. We shall have it. But guys, I have to run. We have things to take care of, my friends. We have things to take care of. And so if you guys enjoyed the show, please make sure you smash the like, subscribe to the channel, share the stream out with friends so more people know what's going on here. If you guys see a video by me, then please make sure you smash the like on it and share it. Especially, I posted this actually yesterday on the X.com amongst all my other platforms as well. I posted this video. Educational. A Bitcoin fact you should know. So please make sure you actually smash the like and share that out with friends so that way more people can learn about Bitcoin. These videos are what I love doing, and I really want to educate everybody and bring everyone into cryptocurrency and Web3. So again, please make sure you smash the like, subscribe, share it out with friends. If you see a post by me, please support it so that way we hit the algorithm and it shares to more people so we can spread more adoption. Enjoy your day. I'll see you tomorrow and at 2 p.m. Eastern on Spaces. And as always, stay zesty. Peace.